Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be sharing with you how I make this lovely pot of red pea soup. So I'm going to start off with my salted pigtail. I'm going to boil this for about 4 times to get rid of the salt. So I just allow it to come to a rapid boil like this. Then I discard off the water and catch fresh water and do it again 4 times. Then I start with my peas, and to that I'm adding the soup bone, which has a lot of meat on it, by the way. And then I'm also going to be adding my salted pigtail that I boiled the salt out of earlier. Normally I'll put some cloves of garlic in here and then let it cook, but I didn't have any, so you can put a couple cloves in. Once it gets to a point where it's almost tender enough, then I'll add in my carrots and pumpkin, just because I like when it's cooked out. This process takes a while, so you can do this process in a pressure cooker or something, but I'm just doing it on the stovetop in a regular pot, so you'll need to add water throughout the process. So I'm just going to cover that, and while that finished cooking, I'm going to be making the dumplings for my soup. So I just have some cornmeal and flour with a little bit of salt in here. I'm going to add some water, a little at a time, just to combine it to make a soft, manageable dough. Now if you add too much water like I did and the dough is sticky, you can just add a little bit more flour to it just to get it to a point where it's more manageable. Okay, so now that our peas and meat is tender, I'm going to add some more water to this just to form the base for my soup. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add my yams and sweet potato in. I like to cut my food in like bite-sized pieces. And if you're using sweet potato, you can add this a little bit later on, because I ended up losing most of my sweet potatoes because it boiled out. So you can add it in when I add the corn and dumpling. So I added more water, and then I'm gonna cover that and let it come to a boil. Those were just some pimento seeds I added for flavor. Then once it comes to a boil, I'm going to add my dumplings in, because I don't like adding the dumpling in when I add the cold water in. I rather it be boiling when I add the dumplings. I'm going to give that a little stir just to make sure dumplings are not sticking together or anything like that. Then I'm adding in my corn and my chopped scallion, thyme, and pepper. At this point, you want to add the sweet potato if you cut them as small as I did, because they cook rather quickly. I'm just going to cover this to let the food finish cooking. Shouldn't take more than 15 minutes or so. Once our food is tender, then we're just going to add the finishing touches to this, which is going to be just some black pepper, a couple spoonful of coconut milk. This is optional depending on if you like the taste of coconut milk, but I like to put a little bit in there, not too much, because I don't like the overpowering taste of coconut milk in my red pea soup. So I just use like 2 spoonfuls, but of course it's optional. Then I'm going to also add my packet of soup noodle mix. I'm using the Gray Scotch soup today. Normally I would use pumpkin noodle mix in my other soups, but I'm using the cock soup in this today. So we're just going to add that. Give it a stir just to ensure that the noodle mix is mixed out and not clumping together. And then I'm going to taste it to see if I need more salt, because I didn't use any salt at all. The pigtail is very salty, so I'm adding a little bit more because I needed some. But feel free to always taste your food to monitor how much salt you need to add, or if you need any at all. Then I'm just going to cover this and allow it to cook just for maybe 5 minutes or so until the noodle packet is cooked. All right, so now that's been cooking and everything looks good. If it's thick enough for you, then your soup is done. If you need it to be thicker, just let it simmer for a little bit longer. And if you find that it's too thick for you, then you can loosen it up with some water. And you want to go ahead and take your pepper out because you don't want to burst that. And also the thyme stem. And then your soup is ready to be served. I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. I'll have the recipe in the description box below. And then until next time, I'll see you guys. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.